most important thing about being noticed by your CEO is that you're a good communicator, and that you're communicating to the CEO and the leadership team about the important relevant business factors. So you've got to show that you've got a firm grasp of the business priorities and the outcomes it needs and the overall strategy, and that you're really talking in business language and communicating in business language rather than talking to them in data terms all the time. So keep it. Point 2, make sure that whenever you're doing work, you're not just providing stats and numbers, you're explaining the reasoning behind what you've done, and more importantly, you're providing conclusions and recommendations that are implementable. So you've understood the brief, you've understood how to either make the right decision or in the business based on the data, or a business process can be changed as a result of the information. So it's got to be put into those terms rather than just providing a set of numbers and then shrugging your shoulders or allowing others to try and interpret it. You've got to be as well, point 3 is you've got to be supportive of the overall leadership within the company, but you've got to be independent. You've got to be willing to provide a point of view and push back on either requirements or viewpoints on the data if you don't think they're correct. So you can't be the uber disruptor all the time, but what you mustn't be is the person who sits there and just takes requirements from others glibly and then goes away and does them. You've got to understand the why behind the requirement. You've got to be able to challenge that and be sure that if you're doing something for somebody, that they're going to take a decision or make an action off the back of it. 4 is that you've been able to build a data culture within the organization and good relationships with the peers and your execs. And this is about helping them understand what data is and why it's important to the business, and help them be intelligent customers, so that you're not talking, again, data gobbledygook in the background, or working on what potentially people may deem as airy-fairy analysis or insight that doesn't really add value to the business. So you've got to create that culture within the business where people understand the value of data, they understand what good insights and analysis looks like, and that they are sponsoring and driving your work. Point 5, people get noticed if you've developed a strong team. Get noticed if people in that team are seen as independent, seen as able to add value in their own right, and the conversation is about what the team can do rather than just one individual. It's always a worry for a leader if everything just comes through one mouthpiece and one voice, and they're the only person that can speak to, because then it sparks of a single point of failure or a lack of strength and depth within the team. So make sure that you've got a good team and that they have got strong relationships around the business and they're trusted by their peers.